There's a version of you that you haven't met yet. A version so cold, so calculated, so relentlessly consistent that if you met him today, you wouldn't recognize him. You wouldn't admire him. You would fear him. And that fear, that's exactly why he wins. Most people think discipline is about waking up early, eating clean, or grinding harder. They're wrong. That's not discipline. That's surface-level behavior. Real discipline is violent. Violent against your excuses. Violent against your emotions. Violent against the weak voice in your head that keeps negotiating for comfort. Discipline is the moment you look at your fatigue, your fear, your sadness, and say, you don't get a vote. You're here because you're tired, not physically tired, soul tired. Tired of starting strong and collapsing. Tired of promising yourself change and breaking it by noon. Tired of watching others rise while you stay trapped in the same loop. You don't need motivation. You need a different identity. This is not self-help. This is self-destruction. We're going to destroy the weak version of you so the ruler can emerge. Phase 1. The discipline of silence. The average man announces everything. His goals. His plans, his new era. He posts before he performs. He seeks validation for work he hasn't done yet. That's why he fails. When you talk too much, you release the pressure before the engine even starts. Silence is discipline. Silence is power. The most dangerous person in the room is the one who watches, listens, and says nothing. When you go silent, people feel it. They get uncomfortable. They start wondering what you're building. Disappear for 6 months. No announcements. No explanations. Just work. Gym.mind.mission. Cut the noise. Cut cheap dopamine. Cut the friends who only recognize you when you're weak. And when you return, don't explain. Let your presence do the talking. Explanation is the language of the victim. Execution is the language of the powerful. Phase 2. Emotional alchemy. Disciplined people aren't emotionless. They feel everything. They feel boredom. They feel pain. They feel the urge to quit. They just don't obey it. Most people act based on how they feel. That makes them predictable. And predictable people are easy to control. You must learn to act in opposition to your emotions. You don't wait to feel motivated. You move anyway. Think about it. If you only work when you feel good, all life has to do is make you feel bad, and you're defeated. But when you work hardest while miserable, you become untouchable. Treat emotions like weather. You notice the storm. You don't cancel the mission. Alarm goes off. You have 3 seconds. 1. 2. Move. No thinking. Thinking is the enemy of execution. Over time, your brain rewires. You stop trying to be disciplined. You become disciplined. Phase 3. The weaponization of isolation. Most people fear being alone. They drown silence with scrolling, noise, distractions. Because silence tells the truth. Isolation is not loneliness. Isolation is a laboratory. Look at your circle. Are they sharpening you or sedating you? When you rise, people will resist, not because they hate you, but because your growth exposes their stagnation. They'll say, you've changed. You're obsessed. You're no fun anymore. Good. You are not here for comfort. You are here for mastery. Be willing to be the villain in their story. Let them misunderstand you. Isolation builds a man who doesn't need approval, and a man who needs nothing is powerful. Phase 4. The fear of unpredictability. Undisciplined people are easy to read. They react. They complain. They fold. Disciplined people don't react. They respond, or they don't respond at all. Insulted, silence, crisis, analysis, failure, rebuild. Rebuild. This emotional stillness terrifies manipulative people because they can't control what they can't trigger. Imagine someone who shows up every day. No drama. No bragging. Just execution. You can't stop him. You can't distract him. He is inevitable. Stop seeking sympathy. Stop broadcasting your wounds. Stand tall, even when your world is burning, not because you're pretending, but because you're framing reality. Phase 5. The absolute standard. You fail because your standards are negotiable. You accept almost. You accept trying. You accept comfort. In a world designed to make you soft, discipline is rebellion. Raise the floor. Guard your time like gold. Be brief. Be unavailable. Be precise. When people realize your time is expensive, they stop wasting it. Discipline creates scarcity. Scarcity creates value. The air is thin at the top because few can breathe there. Final phase, the death of the old you. This is where most men quit. Because to evolve, you must kill who you were. Kill the version that wants to be liked. Kill the version that apologizes for ambition. Kill the voice that whispers, just this once. You are at war with your past self if you don't end him. He will sabotage your future. This rebirth is lonely. Cold. Painful. But on the other side is power over the only thing that truly matters. Yourself. They can take your money, your status, your reputation. They cannot take your discipline. That is your fortress. That is your throne. The world is getting softer. That is your advantage. While they seek comfort, you seek the edge. You don't scare them by trying. You scare them by becoming the mirror of everything they refuse to be. The old you is dead. Now go build the new one.